This is a little pop-up surprise here. It's Friday afternoon and I wanted to hop on here. I'm just on my way to a gig here in Palm Springs and I stopped and had a couple extra minutes, so I wanted to come on here and share a quick story. And it's going to relate to how you guys can leverage even the smallest gig. Maybe you're playing in a tiny little bar, and I'm going to show you how you can take the little things and turn them into something big. So I'm going to share a story real quick. When I got to Los Angeles, I'd been here a couple weeks, and I got a message on Instagram from a friend, said, hey, I can't make this gig. Can you come sit in? Sure. It's like $70, whatever. So I go do this gig. The gig is far away. It's all night. It's like a 4-hour gig. I have to learn a lot of music. And if you're just joining me, welcome, guys. I just popped in for a little impromptu session here. And I'm telling a little story here about how small gigs can turn into big gigs. And anyways, I got a message from my friend, and he said, hey, can't make this gig. Can you do it? Okay, cool. The gig's 40 minutes away. It's 4 hours. I got to learn a lot of material, but whatever. Cool. I'd rather play than not play. All right. So it's like a Sunday night, and I start playing, and next thing you know, I've been playing that gig for a couple weeks. And one night I get done with the gig, and it's a lot of throwback R&B stuff. Jill Scott or Tony or stuff like that. Erykah Badu, kind of like 2000s R&B. And next thing you know, it's like 1 o'clock in the morning, and somebody's sitting next to me when I get done. I'm waiting to get paid. Somebody's just sitting next to me, kind of dozing off. Hey, what's up, man? How you doing? Yeah, I'm good, kind of tired. And we just start talking. I don't know who this person is. We start talking, and I say goodbye, whatever. I have some food, have a drink, and walk out of the club. And he's like, hey man, let me get your number. I might need you for something. All right, cool. Sunday, I get a call Tuesday from a friend who is at the club as well. She's like, hey, there's a guy there. He wanted your number for something, the same guy. And she's like, do you mind if I put in a good word? Or are you down to start playing? It's like, sure, that's what I'm here for. I was like, cool. And then I got a call. That was the music director for Kanye West. And next thing you know, playing Sunday service, Coachella. All because I answered a message on Instagram. All because I was playing for $70 at a club that I didn't know anybody was at, or I didn't know anybody was watching. Now, the takeaway from this for you guys is every gig is the big gig, whether you are in a bar or a church or a restaurant. Every gig, you should prepare like you are at Madison Square Garden, because you never know who's watching, and you never know who is listening to you. So that is the biggest takeaway I've had, is always give it your all. Play like it's your last day on this earth every time. We all have off days. You might mess up. That's okay. But really, really bring your all every time. And, show up well-dressed, clean, and just give it your A game every time, because you never know. You just never know in this world who's watching. Maybe who's filming it on their phone. Yeah, you just have no idea. So that's how you guys can turn small little gigs into the biggest gigs in the world. And yeah, that's a big takeaway. So if you're just hanging out here, I just hopped on here. I'm in Palm Springs. I'm gonna fill up some gas. If you guys are just joining me, welcome. This is a little impromptu. Normally we do live streams on Wednesday at 10 a.m. But I decided to come on and share that little story. There's a lot more to that story. I can go a lot more in depth, but I really want to show people that this thing is possible. If you're an aspiring guitar player, aspiring musician, and you want to do the thing, you want to play on big stages, treat every little gig like it's the biggest gig in the world. And then you'll be very prepared for when the big gig comes. Just have a little water here. Thanks, Andre. Appreciate it, man. At some point, I'll do a very in-depth discussion about it. But if you guys are just joining me, I was just telling you guys how you can take small gigs and turn them into big gigs. And at this time, I want to hear from you guys. Open it up a little bit for any questions you have. One thing that I am curious about, maybe I'll post it right here and pin it, is what was the last full album you listened to? What was the last full-length album? I'm not talking like one song or two songs, the whole thing. What was the last full album you listened to? Because it's rare that we listen to full albums anymore. A lot of listeners just consume singles. I'm curious what it was, what the artist was, what the album was. And let me know in the comments or in the chat. Yeah, and while you guys hop onto this chat, I'm actually gonna write that in here in this little chat. So, here we go. All right, Andre says the Walls Group, latest, Kiara Rashad, or no, not Kiara Rashad. I was thinking of somebody else. I misread that. Anyways, the text went away, but yeah, great. Those are great artists, great gospel groups. For me, the last full album I listened to must have been Tame Impala. Tame Impala, incredible artist. It's this guy named Kevin Parker. If you guys haven't heard of him, Kevin Parker is Tame Impala. It's just one guy. When they tour, they do like a full band, but Kevin Parker writes and produces and plays every instrument on the record, which is super incredible, super inspiring. Plays guitar and drums and bass and keys and everything. Writes the songs. It's pretty incredible. So, yeah, just really inspired by his work. And here's some other great guitar players or producers you should check out. Blake Mills, who's like a Los Angeles person, but he's produced a lot of stuff from John Legend all the way to, Alabama Shakes. Runs the gamut, and he's a badass on the guitar. Incredible guitar player. I would love to meet him at some point, putting that out into the universe. Just to meet him and chop it up with him. Be super, super cool. But yeah, Sound and Color by Alabama Shakes. That's a great record that Blake Mills produced. And so where's everyone playing these days? What's up, Quentin? If you guys are gigging musicians, I'm curious, where do you guys play at? Do you guys play at weddings or church or bars, or if you're touring? Yeah, I'm curious what your scenario is, and want to help any way I can. So throw it in the chat. Say what's up. Quentin, you play at churches, okay. What rig do you use? Do you use an amp? Do you use like a direct, like a Kemper, Axe-Fx, or Helix, or something like that? Not that it matters and it doesn't, you know. It's just all about ease of use and how you want to sound. There's no right or wrong. Multi-effects right into the mix. That's great. Easy. Well, you make the mixing engineer's job easy because they don't have to deal with amps or amp noise. Cool. I was asking everyone, what was the last full-length record they listened to? Like the full-length album. Just curious what you guys are listening to. And I was sharing some of my favorite records. So if you're just joining, welcome. I was just sharing some stories, talking about my favorite records, but I started off the chat telling how you can turn small gigs into big gigs. And basically the takeaway, you know, I don't want to repeat the whole story, but the takeaway is always bring your A game. You never know who's watching. You never know who's filming it. You never know who's in the room. So, yeah, always show up and play like it's your last day on this earth. So, this is pretty cool, guys. We got a cool community we're building here at Soulful Guitar Lessons, and I appreciate every single one of you guys or gals for being here, for trying to get better, investing in yourselves, trying to learn as much as possible. So, yeah, a lot of information out there, a lot of misinformation out there as well, but you know, this is a great time to learn music, to learn guitar, to better yourself, and we can always get better, right? Always get better. So, yeah, I'm just parked out here in Palm Springs, playing some music a little later on in Palm Springs. So I try to get out here early because of traffic. Yeah, traffic can be pretty gnarly in Los Angeles. So yeah, I try to beat that by just going early and not worrying about it. You know, I just sit and do laptop work or whatever. Excuse me. Whatever. So yeah, it's crazy too because Los Angeles is so it's been so rainy. If you've heard about the atmospheric rivers, it's insane. So it's been raining for the past 4 months, but out here it's the desert. So LA is like green and lush, and out here it's just barren, you know, a lot of nothing. So this is normally what LA looks like. But I do see some snow-capped mountains looking around, and yeah, this is normally what Los Angeles looks like, it's just barren. So if you're just in the chat, say what's up. Let me know the last full-length record you listened to, like the, you know, full and start to bottom. And, yeah. I have some very, very fun stuff I've been working on for this channel. Some really, really fun content for this channel. So I'm excited for it to be released into the world. Thank you for, you know, just being here, being supportive. And yeah, it's a good time. Love Below. Yeah, that's a classic. That's a great record. What's up, man? What's up, Deontay? How you doing, man? Happy Friday. Happy Friday to everybody that's just hanging out, enjoying yourselves. It's about 2 o'clock here in California, but it might be 4 or 5 o'clock in the Midwest or New York. Or, we got, what's up, Zephyr? Zephyr, my dude. Guys, if you don't know Zephyr, go check him out on Spotify. Great music, great producer. Check out Zephyr Avalon's music. And yeah, that's funny. Yeah, we've had some fun collaborations, me and Zephyr. So go check out some of that music. It's great. Deontay, you were asking, did you miss the discussion? No, you're part of the discussion. You missed the intro where I was just talking about how small gigs lead to big gigs. So, and I'm not going to repeat the whole story, but you can either go back and watch it. But the premise is just, always show up to the gig wherever you're playing and give it 100%. Be dressed nice and have some swag, and make sure you shower that day, and always play like it's your last day, or always play like it's your last time ever to play. So yeah, that's like really my advice, because you never know who's watching, you never know who's in the audience, you never know who's filming you, you just never know. So I guess the point is, don't phone it in. Don't ever get discouraged about oh man, I ain't playing this place, so I shouldn't, I'm not gonna really play today. No, because that's a bad mentality, because every gig is the big gig. And then once you get a big gig, it's like nothing. It's just the same as a small gig. Same practice mentality. So you guys ever go to completely off topic, but you guys ever go get some water and it's like, you hit the fountain, but then it's all like pink or whatever, because it's like the runoff from the lemonade I don't know. Anyways, these are things that bother me. Clearly I'm still drinking it, so it doesn't bother me that much, but yeah, everyone, this is pretty cool. We got a couple people in here. It's funny, I was texting Zephyr. We were just talking about some new music we want to start releasing. So if you haven't checked out his music, go check it out. Super talented producer. Yeah. Yeah. If you guys have any questions, feel free to shoot it in the chat. Okay, Zephyr wants me to tell them about Sprinter Life. Sprinter Life. Okay. So Sprinter, what Zephyr means is, like, when you go on a tour, you'll either be one of two things. You'll be on a Sprinter van, or you'll be on a tour bus. If you're lucky, you're on a tour bus, but if you're coming up, you'll be on a Sprinter. Now, I'm going to tell you something. When I was first coming up in Chicago, we didn't have any of that. I'm going to tell you about, I was playing in this group called J.C. Brooks and the Uptown Sound. Similar to like the Dap Kings and like Sharon Jones. And like we did a tour in Spain with Charles Bradley. Rest in peace, Charles Bradley. This was years ago, I don't know, 10 years ago, man, or 8 years ago, something like that. Long time ago. Anyways, we rented, we rented a van in the United States to do a couple tours. And we were based in Chicago, so we were going to go to, we were going to go from Chicago, and then we were going to go to, like up to New York, and then south to, Florida, yada, yada. You run the gamut. So we rent this van from my buddy, who, his name is James, and James Johnston, and he had a Sprinter van, because he was in this band Bumpus, who's a badass Chicago band. If you haven't heard of them, he was the front man. And he played guitar too. So we rented this van, and man, okay, so get this. The back rows didn't have a headrest, right? So I was young enough that this stuff still hurt, but we toured the entire country and I did not have a headrest. Like, my neck was just like cocked like that the whole time. And man, I needed like chiropractic surgery after that. This is before like Sprinter vans, before tour buses, all that stuff. So, and we did that twice. We used that same van twice to go around the country. Dude, my neck hurt so bad after that. I remember playing in California and like just going straight from California back to Chicago. It was insane. I had them drop me off at Denver because I was like, dude, I'm just gonna fly home. Like, just drop me off at the Denver airport and I'm just gonna fly the rest of the way, because I was kind of being a little diva, but not actually. I was just like, dude, my neck hurts and I want to go home. And then afterwards, yeah, I did it. I've done tours in a Sprinter van, but it's like a similar situation. You know, you're kind of like cramped. You're kind of cramped, like shoulder to shoulder. I kind of got broad shoulders, but like a lot of tours are, you know, like guys are on tour, right? And it's and guys are broad shoulder. You know, it can be bigger, and it's shoulder to shoulder with some dude driving 10 hours to go play a 90-minute show. It's like you're living your entire day, for like that 90 minutes. So it's definitely very glamorous on the outside and not so glamorous the other 22 and a half hours that you're just driving around or looking for food or trying not to get fat, you know, so you're eating salads and but you probably are not eating salads. Your goal is to eat salads, but yeah, anyways, yeah, too funny, man. I could tell stories about this all day, man. It's crazy. Good times. And honestly, that whole gig that I was talking about, the JC Brooks and the Uptown Sound, that gig just started, again, like just word of mouth. I've never done an audition. So it's really about like who you vibe with, who you're connected with. Anyways, don't need to regale you about all this stuff. But anyways, yeah, I'm gonna sign off here because I just want to come on, say what's up, have a little impromptu chat with everyone. Thanks for tuning in here at Soulful Guitar Lessons. I got so much fun stuff for everyone here. Like, yeah, me and the team have been hard at work filming some content for you guys, so be on the lookout. If you guys are interested in like learning more, I have a free masterclass in the description, so check that out if you're interested. And yeah, hope everyone has a great, safe, happy Friday, and I will see you guys every Wednesday. I do a 10 a.m. Pacific time live stream, so check me out there. Come back, I'll have a guitar in hand and we can chop it up. You can ask questions, and yeah, also every Tuesday I release a video as well, so we're pretty active on here. Thanks for being a part of the community. Yeah, and I will see you guys soon. Take care.